afternoon, good day. One of the best ways to make sure that we continue to platform Black voices is to ensure that Black voices speak and are heard on Black lived experiences, on diversity and methodology. This year's theme for Black Inclusion Week is being together in action. And this is a fitting way to start meaningful conversations that can lead to some of the important work being carried out to pull on the importance of equality and inclusion in the workplace. Because it forces a narrative and those constructive conversations around exclusion and what it means. You know, the cause and effect. You see, by actively looking at the root cause, we can then address those shortcomings. As complex as they may be, they cannot and should not be left unchallenged. That said, I love the theme for this year's Black Inclusion Week, Together in Action. It's so fitting for 2023 because it places the responsibility of inclusion at all levels, and it speaks to how togetherness creates better inclusion and can achieve a far more equitable working environment and relationships for every person in the workplace. It has been proven time and time again that diversity leads to elevated innovation and progress, which ultimately drives improvements, transformation, better learning, and better outcomes for all. In my mind, it's a win-win. So to tell you a little about my story, I'm a British citizen of Jamaican parents who came here in 1962 in response to the call from the government, the state and the monarchy to the then West Indies to come and help rebuild the country after the devastation of World War II. I left school with a basic education and wanted to be an air hostess at the time, but I was told by my careers officer that it would be impossible for me to have that kind of career, and it was suggested that I would do better working as a typist. So I did. I became a legal secretary, a personal assistant, and I've trained and I've supervised staff in my role as a diversity, equality and inclusion manager, which brings me to my current work with Sojourner Enterprise and Trodition initiatives. Both are community-based and support otherwise overlooked groups, predominantly Black British citizens of African or Caribbean backgrounds, to gain equal access to services and opportunity. It's work that I'm very passionate about. So, what does a fair society look like to me? Well, equality and inclusion are paramount, as is the recognition and respectful acceptance of difference. Social justice comes in here and is very important because it would be an essential tool with fair and equitable distribution of opportunity and resources in that society. It is a fundamental principle that ensures every person, regardless of their race or gender, or their religion, sexuality, or their socio-economic status, and those intersections, are treated fairly and have the same rights to access to opportunities as everyone else to succeed in life. So for this to happen, society has to change to enable inclusion to take place. So to enable inclusion to be effective at all levels, education, healthcare, whether it's industry, arts or music, right across the board. The judiciary and the political sector don't escape. They are primary to this process of change because the laws and the legal system are steeped in the same privilege, which, to all intents and purposes, handicaps the process before it's even started. So that is an essential key, a key area that requires a whole body of work around its governance and assessment. So as I said at the start of this talk, equality and inclusion are paramount, as is the recognition and the respectful acceptance of difference. All are components required for a fair society. At its core is the promotion of fairness, allyship, and of course, a monitored and supportive process of accountability. That, I think, is a good place to start. Thank you.